What's up, YouTube and Google Hangout on air personnel, people, guests watching our show Talking Heads with Al, that's me, and,
Oh,
and John,
and John, mine froze. Sorry, bad connection.
and John.
Good
So we're the
start.
Talking Heads today. We're not really having a flow. I don't know if you saw the description. There's no real flow to today's show, no method to our madness, as I said. It's kind of just going to be open forum, I guess you can say that, where I'm going to ask John a question, he's going to ask me a question, and we're just going to kind of freestyle it and let our thoughts go, drop knowledge on you.
Dropping
Sports
knowledge.
conversations, sports conversations. So I'll just lead it off, John. As you see, it
Okay.
says AKingsCorner.com under me. It actually, yes, it does. Looks like AKingsComer because the R and the N are so close together. I need to talk to. We need to talk to Google about that. Um, so we're both for AKingsCorner.com. It's a website that I founded, and John has helped me through podcasting and writing and rankings and all that stuff. So he's actually the senior writer for the website. Is the title official title for John Fournier?
Yeah, that could be deceiving.
So we'll start off. I'll just ask a question. Like I said, freestyle. There's nothing on here. I'm literally going to write it down as I ask because there's nothing here.
Pep.
So I'm going to say, since you're from Boston, well, the Boston area, Rob Gronkowski, what week does he play, and will Bill Belichick and the Patriots ever tell us before he plays?
uh, Easy answer is no. Belichick will never tell you when, if before he plays, because they never do. I think Tom Brady was on the injury report for like 35 straight weeks or something like that. So they'll never be truthfully honest with it. I think he does play week one. I don't think he plays at all during the preseason. It is a little concerning that I saw a report out yesterday that he was seen limping at practice and very noticeably favoring his knee. So he may play week one, but he may not be back to full strength until, 3, 4, 5 even. So it, his draft status for fantasy football was just very up in the air. I don't know where to put him. Fully healthy, he could go in the second or third round, maybe first next to Jimmy Graham. But with his injuries and uncertainty, I mean, if you draft him in the fifth round, you're taking a big gamble.
Where would you be comfortable taking him, I guess, is a good question to follow up with. At this current moment.
At 100% comfortable, I don't know because the knee worries me. And after having him last year, I was playing that game in and out. I would take him probably in the 5 to 7 area if you could get him. After that, 8 and further on, you're looking at suspended people anyways, Josh Gordon or Ray Rice. So you take an injured guy, only going to lose 2, 3, 4 games here. You're still getting value on it.
All right. You're up. You got to ask me a question now.
All right. I will see how you are such a diehard 49ers fan.
Okay.
I will ask you. It seems like everyone is trying to write Frank Gore off because he's 31 and just throw in Carlos Hyde immediately. I could be one of those. I may not be one of those. What do you think about that?
Well, Frank Gore is 31, so that's a bit old for running backs, and he has mileage on him. But he's done this before, where everyone tries to write him off, and he quiets the haters, the critics, if you will. His nickname, I believe, is the Unfortunate Truth, and that is going to be another year where it's going to be the unfortunate truth of him going over 1,000 yards. He's going to miss 2 games, 2 or 3 games. He always does every year. So Carlos Hyde is worth drafting, and if Hyde actually plays well enough, I could see, because I expect the Niners to go back to the playoffs, Gore resting more towards the playoff time if you're in a playoff league for fantasy, where they're going to have more carries for Hyde as opposed to Gore, keeping Gore fresh for the playoffs. So I think Gore goes over 1,000 yards. I think Carlos Hyde probably gets close to 800, 900 with 6 touchdowns for Carlos Hyde.
That's a great rushing attack. If you're looking almost $2,000, 2,000 between the two,
I hope
and
so.
you said 6 touchdowns for Hyde. How many does Gore get?
I don't know, maybe about 6 as well. Bruce Miller's going to take some away this year. He's back and healthy, so they like to do that little fake out of the pistol to Gore and then send Bruce Miller on the flat, and he's usually wide open, and he's a great receiver. So there's going to be a lot of those touchdowns, I think, this year.
You're worried because it's Alex Boone, I believe, that's still holding out, and he's drawing big trade interest around the NFL. So you might not even have him come season. Are you guys prepared for that?
It sucks because he's really good. He's definitely one of the top guards in the NFL. But from what I've read in training camp, we're filling in nicely for him. It'd still be nice to have him back. But the Niners have if you don't show up to camp, we're not going to negotiate take with him and every player on the team. So I think he should show up one day, get the contract done, and get back on the Niners if he wants to play on a competing team. Because I've heard that the Bucks are interested in him, and that's not a competing team. Last time I checked.
Yes, it is.
The Bucks are a competing team?
Yes, it is.
Don't be devil's advocate just to be devil's advocate.
No, I am not. You know how much I like the Buccaneers and the Muscle Hamster, even though he hates that nickname. But, oh, yes.
I'm writing this down.
Lovie Smith. Yeah.
Bucks are a competing team. So you think they can compete for the Super Bowl? That's what I meant.
Super Bowl? It depends on the Super Bowl is a big reach because they have a lot of young people on that team, but their defense is so talented, and just with Lovie Smith there now, they're going to go back to lockdown defense, and their offense, Vincent Jackson's a big name, but they'll go as far as Mike Evans allows them to go, and Austin Seferian-Jenkins, because that's 3 red zone targets, 6'5" and above, and Muscle Hamster stays healthy, Evans produces, Seferian-Jenkins produces. That means Vincent Jackson can't get the automatic double team, which means they have to spread out the defense, and Vincent Jackson will always produce. So, yeah, they could make a deep run.
For me, I don't know. I just Luke McCown has always been. I mean, he was a starter in Arizona for a little bit. Is it Josh? Josh. Sorry, Josh McCown. Wasn't he a starter in Arizona for a couple seasons, and then in Baltimore as well?
Yes.
Okay, but he always ends up getting put back to the backup role. I know he played well with Chicago last year with Marshall and Jeffrey. It's hard not to as a quarterback with those guys on the outside. But I'm not a believer in him, and it's weird how quick Lovie Smith came out and said McCown is our guy. I mean, it's good for camp, I guess, where there's not distraction and whatnot, but I'm just not a believer really in Josh McCown. I'm really not in Mike Glennon yet either. I liked him coming out of the draft, but Josh McCown just doesn't do it for me. I don't think he can get that team to compete. We'll see, though.
I think otherwise.
Where are you drafting Josh McCown? Huh? You don't, right? He's not a fantasy starter, right?
Hashtag 18 rounds.
I won 18 rounds in our draft. But he's not a fantasy starter by any means, right?
No. Not with how deep the quarterback position is. Now, he could be in a 2 QB league if he, a 10 to 12, but that is, possibly reaching as well.
Maybe he'd be good in a 2 quarterback league on, a bye week.
A bye week, yeah, and then you just have to hope for the touchdown. That's all, because he's not going to throw for 5,000 yards. He's not Drew Brees or Peyton Manning.
Right. You think the Buccaneers are going to be run heavy this year with Doug Martin and then Charlie Sims?
Charlie Sims, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Or Charles, whatever he wants to be called. Um, they still have Bobby Rainey there too, I believe.
Yep, Bobby Rainey and Mike James. But
Mike James.
I don't think those two actually do too much. I know they impressed last year, but you got to go to your workhorses with Martin and Sims. They're the new tandem that they want to do, running back by committee, and just they could be Ben Tate, Arian Foster, so or C.J. Spiller, and the 33-year-old Fred Jackson. So Frank Gore might not be too old.
Seriously. Uh, my dog is over here growling now. And no, it's not my stomach, John, like you said earlier. Hey! Sorry. Um, okay, well, I kind of went right into that Bucks question to you, so it's your turn to ask me again. I'm excited.
I'm actually going to make this a very easy one for you because you have been pumping this guy up. I would think you're going to take him in like the second or third round. All I'm going to say is running back situation, Atlanta Falcons, go.
Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
What guy have I been pumping up there?
I don't know, maybe the backup, Freeman.
I haven't been pumping him up as much as Mark Ingram.
That's true, but that's
But no, okay, we'll talk. We'll talk about Freeman.
Only in writing have you pumped up Mark Ingram more so because Freeman, you want to make sure that you don't give him too much love so you can draft him in our league.
Steven Jackson is another guy with a lot of miles on him, but I really like Steven Jackson personally. He's from Las Vegas. That's where I'm from, even though I'm repping Wolfpack. He's from Las Vegas. He went to Western High School. I actually saw him at Albertsons one time. That was pretty cool. But he's just so injury prone, and he's already dealing with the hamstring issue right now. Just all the mileage on him, all the beating that he's taken. His hamstrings are kind of failing on him That's what he missed time for last season as well. I guess this is the other hamstring this year, but Jacquizz Rodgers can't handle the role if Steven Jackson misses any time. So it's going to be Devontae Freeman. I was watching Fantasy Football Talk Live the other day on CBS Sports with Kay Adams from Roto World. Hey, Kay Adams. She's pretty cool. She's kind of hot. Anyways, so she thinks that Devonta Freeman is going to start 14 games this season.
I've seen that.
So, I mean, if Hey K's on it, I'm on it too. Devonta Freeman. As far as drafting wise, Steven Jackson is still in front of him on the depth chart, so you have to kind of chill on how early you take him. Don't buy into the hype. I mean, I probably wouldn't take him before the 11th or 12th round. If he goes before that, oh well, you missed on him. But if he doesn't, that's good value.
Okay.
All right, now it's my turn then. Let's. I know NFL rules the world, but let's switch sports really quick. We'll go back to Boston, and we'll go Red Sox. I don't know if you're prepared to talk Red Sox, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
With the trades that they did, sending Lester to the A's and Gomes, and getting Cespedes back, who actually left today's game. Something happened with his right hand. Do you think that they set themselves up nicely for the future, or do you think it was a boneheaded move? I have my feelings on it, and it's pretty strongly one way, but we'll see what you say.
I think we set ourselves up very nicely. We have a very deep farm system. Now young prospects don't always pan out. You can ask the Marlins or you can ask the A's because they went through years with Billy Bean with that. But John Lester has stated he would be opening to come back to the Red Sox. So if he does, there's no guarantees obviously, but if he does, now we get Cespedes basically for Johnny Gomes. And I will take that. I do not mind that. I like Cespedes. I also like the fact that we didn't gut our farm system. I like the fact that we didn't gut our farm system, so that way we could still make a move. Matt Kemp was rumored. He's even cleared waivers already. So I don't know if they try and do something now or wait till the off season. But another interesting name, and I feel like they'd have to literally hand the keys over to the entire farm system for Juan Carlos Stanton. But they're apparently very high up on some of our prospects, and even our third baseman that's struggling right now, Will Middlebrooks. They're extremely high on him because he's so young and he's got the power and he's team controlled for I think it's another 3 or 4 years. So I mean, we might have an outfield next year that consists of Cespedes and Stanton, and if they somehow get Kemp, I mean, I doubt it, but I mean, now we're talking Yankees buying people. But I like it, and our pitching is good. Renato pitched again today. He allowed I think 4 runs in 6 innings. He allowed a home run to a pitcher, but, I mean, hopefully he'll straighten that out. Ruby De La Rosa has been fantastic for us, so he's already solidified, they're saying. His spot in the rotation next year, he's doing so good. So I like the moves. It's hard to see us, in the feudal state that we're in right now, but, the Royals are winning the division, so baseball's upside down. So it's all right.
I can't believe the Royals are winning the division. Unbelievable.
Oh, it's insane.
The Indians have been playing 500 ball. I told Chris the other day the Indians have been playing 500 ball since they were 1-1 to start the season. I hate it. They just cannot get past 500. But going back to the Red Sox, I think they set themselves up nicely as well. If they get Giancarlo, that'd be crazy.
Oh yeah.
I could maybe see Matt Kemp because he's just unhappy in LA, and LA might be willing to take a little bit less just to get him out of there. Maybe grant his wishes, but I know there's been a lot of kind of just tension between the two, Matt Kemp and the organization as a whole. So
he's upset that he got moved from center field for Puig, and he
mm-hmm.
was visibly in the field. I seen that he was very upset about it. So
yeah, and they were actually pitching him some days too when he was healthy. Crawford, Puig, and Van Slyke would be playing, and he's like, "Why am I not in?" So he seems kind of like a selfish player. So if the Red Sox want to take that on, they can. But he's definitely got the talent. He's struggled a little bit lately, but he's a good ball player. So
yeah.
Okay, it's your turn to ask me then, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You caught me off guard with these, so I am going back to what I know right off the top of my head, and we're going back to football.
Okay.
And I gotta ask you about the Philadelphia Eagles. I know we've spoken before about this. Deshaun Jackson's gone, so that puts their starting wide receiving core as Riley Cooper, Jeremy Maclin. He was out all year last year. You got Jordan Matthews, who's dropping the ball like it's his job. So what do you think about their high-powered offense? Are they going to put it together? Are they going to be all right, or are they going to have issues this year?
Chip Kelly's there, so he'll figure something out. But I can say, what? What's that?
University of New Hampshire. Chip Kelly. University of New
Really?
Hampshire. Yeah, he was a coach there.
Nice. Very cool. Head coach or what?
I think offensive coordinator.
That makes sense.
Yeah, shocker.
Okay, so going back to that, Chip Kelly is there, so they'll probably figure something out, but it's not going to be what it was last year, I don't think. They're going to try to be even faster. LaShawn McCoy is going to be an absolute monster. But Macklin's probably going to get hurt. He's already, pulled his hamstring. I think you told me that today, right, this morning?
Yes.
Yeah, so he pulled his hamstring already. Macklin himself said it's not a big deal, but that's, player talk. They don't know until they go see the doctors. Riley Cooper is probably going to lose the job to Jordan Matthews eventually, just out of athleticism based. So when you're looking at that, you have Zach Ertz left, Brent Selleck. I don't know. There's not a lot to be desired there. Nick Foles is going to have a very, very, very tough year. I believe.
So you don't think
Um,
he redoes that? What was it? 28 touchdowns to 2
to 2
interceptions.
interceptions. No, dude, he already threw 2 in the first preseason game. In
Bench him.
limited play. In limited play. I honestly think them getting rid of Mike Vick, man.
But they got
I
Mark
would.
Sanchez.
Oh God. But you know who they do have? Matt Barkley. Put on the board. USC Trojan. Anyways, I think I would have kept Mike Vick if I was the Eagles,
Yes. Yes.
just in case Nick
Me too.
Foles was, faltered or whatever. Mike Vick has done it before. Yeah, he gets hurt all the time, so then you throw Nick Foles back out there. I thought that was a weird move when they let him go.
Yeah.
Nick Foles to me is going to have a tough year for the reasons that we've said about the receiving core and all that stuff.
And you got to figure they're going to be forced to throw it because their defense is just atrocious still, anyways. So that entire division with the Cowboys, Redskins, Giants, and Eagles, none of them have any type of team that resembles a halfway decent defense. So they're going to have to throw it and throw it and throw it. So the leading receiver might be Sproles and what's his name? The running back.
I forgot about Darren Sproles.
Yeah.
Sproles and LaShawn McCoy.
McCoy, yeah, Shady and
Yeah.
Sproles might lead the team in receptions.
I forgot about Sproles. I think Sproles he's a great value pick in fantasy.
Sleeper.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, but it's weird that you mentioned NFC East teams, and you said baseball's backwards because the Royals are leading the division, and Athletics are like the best team in baseball right now.
Yeah.
So that is all kind of weird and backwards. But remember when the NFC East used to be the best division in football, and the NFC West used to be the worst?
Yeah, it was the NFC Beast, the NFC Worst, and now it's flip flopped, and it's a shame that all the NFC West teams can't make the playoffs because they're just that good. They're the top three defenses in the NFL, right in the division.
Yeah. Cardinals 10-6 last year didn't make the playoffs. That sucks. That was very unfortunate.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Actually, you know what? Let's talk about a team going 10-6 and not making the playoffs. When I think the Chargers are 8-8, and they made the playoffs last year, I believe.
I don't like this. I know where you're going. You're going to ask me, and I do not like it. Reseeding is what I want done.
Reseeding?
Reseeding is what they were calling it before. They it's just because you win the division doesn't mean you should be guaranteed a playoff spot. If 10-6 Cardinals are better than another team in their conference, then they should be able, even though that team won their division, they should be able to go into the playoffs. I think personally, but
okay, that's what I was going to ask. I kind of feel the same way. I think it happened to the Saints like 2 years before last year, or 3 years before, where they were, I believe, 10-6, and they didn't make it in.
Do you remember when it was the Cardinals? I think were 8-8, and they went all the way deep run into
Seahawks.
the Seahawks. Yeah, they were 7-9, right? I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
The Patriots that year didn't make the playoffs. They were 11-5.
Ooh, yep. There you go. Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. There's no way a team should win 10 or 11 games and not make the playoffs when a team that wins 8 does.
Yeah, whether they reseed it, and they put the best records in no matter what, or they expand the playoffs by 2 teams, like they were saying, one or the other, they have to do something to make it fair.
Right.
So.
Okay, another question. I'll go one more question for you, because I just saw this earlier today. Well, we know the Raiders are open to moving. Mark Davis said he's open to moving the team, or they have to get a new stadium there. It's kind of the NFL's kind of cracking down on them, saying you guys need to build a new stadium. This is a joke. And they actually proposed playing in the Niners' new stadium, which I guess the Niners are okay with, but the Raiders were too high and mighty and too prideful. But being a Niner fan, I don't want the Raiders in my stadium. Are you kidding me? No thanks. No thanks. Magic Johnson came out and said he'd be open to buying an NFL franchise, and having it in LA today. So how do you feel about that?
Uh, isn't he the majority owner of the Dodgers?
The
I thought
Dodgers. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
th- I thought there were rules against that being majority owners for cross sport teams.
Is there? I don't know because the
There-
Buffalo Sabres guy is trying to buy the Bills.
Yeah, but would he be the majority owner? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
Because
maybe Magic
they
won't
would
be then either. Maybe Magic won't be the majority owner, but he'll go in on
maybe.
part of it.
I think if Magic Johnson wants to buy the Raiders, then he can and he will because you've seen what he's done with the Dodgers. He wants something, he does it, he gets it, and they're improved. So it could be the best thing for them, and it'll keep them in California versus moving them to San Antonio like they've been speculated. So I like it.
Yeah, I think the Raiders, if they do move to LA, there's a hungry fan base there that they used to have the LA Rams. My
Yeah.
dad told me he used to go to their games all the time in LA, and they were always packed. There's plenty of people there to support a team. There's no betting, or casinos really anywhere near like in Vegas. The problem with the whole fixed game. Um, I think it'd be a good move for the NFL. I think they should move to LA before they move to London.
Yeah, I agree. And they're having the NFL draft in LA this year. So it
True.
proves the market that, the want and need for a franchise in there. Whether it's the Raiders or anyone else, there needs to be a franchise in that city.
The draft could be a good testing point, I guess, to see how many people actually go to the draft, how much hype it actually gets there in LA.
I'm going to the draft next year. Bucket list item, check,
You're,
I'll be going. I will wait in line and check and go.
yeah, I mean you're close down in
Yep,
Vegas.
yep.
I would like to try to go. Maybe we'll go together and we'll do a Google Hangout from the draft.
We can. And then that's where I'll tell my wife that I went to the draft and I'm not at home.
Honey, the kid's at mom's and I'm in LA with Al.
Al made me do it though.
Yeah, other way around.
No, you're just gonna tell your wife that I made you do it, but
It's just a girlfriend, it's not a wife. Just a girlfriend for now. Wow,
for
I hope she
now,
doesn't. I hope she doesn't watch this. She'd probably get mad, but I know she won't watch this, so we're good. Does
you're gonna have a black eye next time we go on.
does Jessica watch this at all?
If I told her about it, she
Yeah,
would.
that's funny.
So I'm not gonna tell her about this one.
Okay, ask me a question. We'll do two more. You'll do one for me, I'll do one for you, and then we'll call it.
All right, I won't talk, even though it's football season. I'm not gonna talk anymore because I already asked you about football. I'm gonna just a general statement. Los Angeles Lakers, Boston Celtics, neither were in the playoffs last year. It killed me because even though I'm a Celtics fan, I like to see NBA championship between the Celtics and Lakers. I like it when we're both good. I like it when we both clash like that. Where do you see the Lakers going? How long is this rebuild going to take? Do you think they're going to be players in free agency next year? The draft? Like, what's your feel in the direction?
Oh man, this is gonna hurt me to say, and I don't know how many people agree with me on it, but the way it looks to me is no one wants to play with an aging Kobe Bryant. He can come back this year and play like he usually does. I mean, he's getting older, and he's coming off those two injuries, two pretty severe injuries. Um, if he can come back and play 85% of the player that he used to be, then maybe the following season we might be able to entice some free agents to come over. But this season, this off season, made me realize no one wants to play with Kobe, especially coming off those two injuries, unsure of who he's going to be. And it really hurts me to say because Kobe is the man. I love KB24, man. He's awesome. And I'm probably gonna shed a couple tears when he retires. I'm not gonna lie, um, but it's just tough. I think the rebuilding, like I said, if Kobe can be Kobe this year, might end next year because we might get a couple free agents, and it'll kind of be like a passing of a torch thing once Kobe retires. Um, but if he plays the way that he may play coming off these injuries and not be the Kobe of old, then there might be another terrible offseason next year and another not so good season in 2000. What would it be? 2016.
Well, Kevin Durant's a free agent in 2016.
I know, and then he's going to come to the Lakers, and then it's starting all over. KD 3-5 in purple and gold.
Just like Kevin Love was, right?
That's what I'm saying. See, Kevin Love. I think they just didn't try hard enough for Kevin Love. They didn't really have the pieces either, but we went from being short on small forward, power forward to kind of having too much depth there right now. We got Boozer, Ed Davis, Jordan Hill, and I don't know. There's like 7 or 8 of them that are
Did
going
you
to be fighting
re-sign
for
him?
playing time.
Did you
Jordan Hill,
re-sign
yeah,
him?
yeah, we did. He's making more money than almost everyone on our team. I think he's third in payroll, which is insane. I think he's making nine million a year. I think.
I think he's good. I think, yeah.
I
I
mean, I
like him.
think he's good. I don't know if he's worth that much money, but at that point, they were like, "Oh my God, we lost out on everyone else. We need to bring someone else in." And Jordan Hill was getting interest from other teams, so they had to sweeten the pot a little bit. I think. We brought back
Mhm.
Xavier Henry, Wesley Johnson, so there's 2 more small forwards right there. Um, are you kidding me, dog? uh,
He
so
doesn't
I
like your
think
Lakers.
I know. I think the Lakers are in for another long season next year. I honestly don't even know if they're going to start Julius Randle um, because Boozer's there to start the season, which is okay with me. He's got to learn the NBA game and whatnot, but I think the
Don't you
starting
think?
lineup's going to look Jeremy Lin. We'll put Kobe at the 2. Um, and then we'll have either Wesley Johnson or Xavier Henry at the 3, with Boozer at the 4, Jordan Hill at the 5. And then it's like guys like Ed Davis, who I wanted to get a lot of playing time, are going to be coming off the bench maybe further down than I want them to. But I'm not the general manager or Byron Scott, so.
Why not have, from an outsider's without knowing a ton about it, why not have Randall playing the 3? He is a shooter, right? Isn't he? They call him a pure shooter. So you can do
I mean,
a little bit of a bigger lineup. I mean, he can always transition to the 4 after this year, but getting him on the court for the minutes and just playing with Kobe and Boozer. I mean, Boozer's nothing like he used to be, but his basketball IQ is there, and Kobe could teach him. So being on the court with them, wouldn't you think it'd be beneficial?
I do, but I think he's not really athletic enough. I remember when I was seeing the Zebo Zach Randolph comparisons, I thought, really, I think Randall's a little bit more athletic than Randolph. But then I watched him in the summer league, and he's more or less a Zach Randolph 2.0. I mean, he can maybe jump a few inches higher than Randolph, but he doesn't really have a ton of speed, and his ball handling skills are average. Um, I just don't see him playing the wing because he can't. I think his range is about 20 feet, and then
Okay.
where you're comfortable with him shooting it at least. He can
Yeah.
learn, maybe try to shoot the 3, but he struggled with it at Kentucky. So, and that's just a college 3.
Right.
Actually, though, is moving Boozer to the 5 and putting Randall at the 4 and
And
going
then go
small.
small.
Yeah, I could see them doing that quite often. Maybe not to start the game, but pretty quickly into the game. Probably 5 minutes in, 4 or 5 minutes in. Take Jordan Hill out and bring in Randall and slide Boozer to the 5. And then that way people can start alternating often. Ed Davis's, Wesley Johnson, Xavier Henry, They can just start alternating. They're talking about bringing in Michael Beasley too, which is another position. I'm like, why are we loading up there? What? I honestly, I haven't looked at the roster in a little bit, but a backup shooting guard? I don't know. I don't know. Jody Meeks is gone. Jordan Clarkson's a point guard. Steve Nash is a point guard. Jeremy Lin's a point guard. I don't, unless you include Xavier Henry as a backup shooting guard, but he's more of a three. So I don't really. Do you know of a backup shooting guard on the Lakers right now, or is Kobe playing 48 minutes a game?
They might move Jeremy Lin to shooting guard. I read something like that they won't be afraid to play Nash and Lin on the court at the same time.
For the 14 games that Nash plays? Yeah.
You're not getting 14 games out of him. But that's what I saw. I was like, that is defensively horrible, offensively horrible, and yeah.
Yep.
But, hey, whatever.
I will tell you that Jordan Clarkson shined in the summer league, man. He looked really good.
I was really confused at why you guys grabbed Boozer. Bro, I was. Why wouldn't you just let your young people develop and just play? You know it's going to be a lost season. Why pay what are you paying them, like $10, $12 million this year or something like that? Like,
well, the Bulls have to pay part of it.
Yeah, but either way, why? It's a lost season. Give your people, give Randall the minutes and experience. I don't understand why teams do moves like that. That's why I'm glad the Celtics didn't do anything big.
I think it was Mitch Kupchak just saying, okay, well, he's a name, Carlos Boozer. We got no one else. We're the Lakers. We're always in win now mode. So let's do that for the fans and bring in Carlos Boozer. I mean, I'm not very upset with it. He's an aging star, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, he might be good veteran presence for Randall, like we were talking about, and the other young players. So he might help, but it is more or less a lost season in my mind. So now we'll go from the Lakers to the Celtics. We'll end on we'll talk. I can't believe I'm letting this happen, but we'll end the show on Boston Celtics talk. If you want to go ahead and tell me what you think about the next season and how long the rebuild's going to be, and will Rondo be a Celtic even come seasons begin?
Yes, he will. I think it's going to be just like the Lakers. It's going to be a lost season for us as far as win total go. I think we're going to be an exciting team to watch. I think there'll be one game that we will put up 127 points, and then the very next night we'll put up 83 points because we're going to be so inconsistent with Rondo and Marcus Smart running the backcourt. But, you know, just those two alone, and Marcus Smart especially, I know I've talked to you about it before, really excited about him. So you get those two out there, then you let, you let Sullinger play and Kelly Olynyk play, and just if we can find a way to get rid of Jeff Green and his contract and just let all the young people play, then we will have a very young, good core nucleus to build into the next year's either draft or free agency, because going into the next year, we're going to have over $30 million to spend. And that's if we give Rondo his max contract, which I do think we end up doing. So if we develop up and show, look at even one or the other, Sullinger or Olynyk is becoming a mini superstar. Sullinger's getting comparisons to Al Jefferson, and then you got Marcus Smart tearing it up with his defense, and if he remembers how to shoot efficiently, then I think we could get some. I think we could get some good free agents. I know Marcus All's a free agent, nice center there. So I'm excited about our team. I think we are, and I'm trying not to be biased when I say this, but I think we are at least 1 year ahead of the Lakers in the rebuilding process. And with how weak the East is, I think that we could not this year, but the following year, we could make a good playoff run.
Hmm. I wish the Lakers were in the Eastern Conference. Is all I'm gonna say.
So, it's so horrible.
Wait, hang
It's
on. Let me go back to what you said really quick, because I'm kind of writing down a few things that you said from the show, and I'm gonna
okay.
go ahead and keep this. And like the Gronk will play week 1, so if he
Yes.
doesn't play week 1, I'm gonna throw it in your face. Um,
Okay.
Bucks are a competing team. If they don't compete, I'm gonna throw it in your face.
How much are the Bucks supposed to win this year? What are the odds for the win?
I haven't seen. I don't know. I'm trying to stay away from betting, so I haven't looked at what the win loss total is.
Worst to first.
Huh? What'd you say?
name, name, name the teams in their division. Go. Name the
Uh,
teams in the Buccaneers division.
don't put me on the spot like this.
I just did. Now you're
Um,
looking it up.
I am no, I'm not looking up the division. I'm looking up the win loss over under. Um, well, the Buccaneers are, isn't it the Saints,
Yeah,
Panthers,
yeah,
um, Jaguars?
really.
No, no, that's off. No, that's off. Who's the fourth
Falcons,
team? I can't think of it right now.
Falcons,
Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah.
There's no way they're competing, dude. Are you kidding me? Just with those other three teams that we just listed, there's no way.
Okay. Now here you go. Right now. That's why I brought up the Vegas odds. How many games are the Panthers supposed to win? Because they're not going to
Well,
win
okay,
it.
okay, no, no, you're right. I'm sorry. The Panthers, I, they're not going to repeat what they did last year.
No, no,
They're
because the
right now
Panthers
the
have
Buccaneers. You ready for this?
Panthers. Hold on, you ready? I want to give
Yeah.
you a team by team why the Bucks are, because I feel like I have to stress this to you right now, because I think I see a vein popping out the sides. And Bucks competing what? Panthers have no wide receivers. Calvin Benjamin is great, but he basically is a stiff.
Mm.
He can't run routes. He can't, he's not fast. So that means Jericho Cotchery and Jason Avant are their, whatever, and Taekwon Underwood. Okay.
So Benjamin, like you on the basketball court.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Good comparison. Cam Newton's ankle does worry me. Okay, and now what no one's talking about, Greg Hardy on the defensive line could be suspended, and they lost, I think it was two of their defensive backs or three of their defensive backs. Their defensive secondary is now rated one of the worst in the NFL. So they're not going to, their defense is what won their games. Now they're not going to win. If they win 5, 6 games, they should be happy. So now the Bucks easily climb above them. Now you're going to go to the.
Okay, no, hang on. Let me stop you. Hang on. I agree with you for the Bucks over the Panthers, possibly. I know the Panthers are in for a long year, I think, but Cam is there, but that ankle is very worrisome for me. Okay, go on. Sorry, go on.
Very, very worrisome.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like the Saints would be the next in the pecking order, and I think that this is the year, and this is just a gut feeling with no statistical anything backing it up. But Drew Brees is already hurt. They're going to rely on Mark Ingram a lot, and I think he does break out better than what he was.
Yeah,
But
Mark Ingram.
it's Mark Ingram. I think, yeah, he'll pull a Reggie Bush and be good once he leaves the Saints. I do not see Kenny Stills making that next step up. I think he gets passed by Brandon Cooks will be great. But Marcus Colson's old. He's a lock to miss 3, 4 games. So other than really Brandon Cooks and Jimmy Graham, they're going on their defense, and their defense is going to be solid. But I think that the Bucks can overtake them too.
Really?
I just yeah
Overtake the Saints.
I overtake the Saints. Yes, sir.
I have to disagree with you on that one, but
I knew you would, and your dad would be hitting me if he was here right now. But I have that gut feeling.
okay. So I'll just write Bucks have better record than Saints at the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay, dude, unbelievable. All right. So then the last one would be the Falcons, correct?
Yes.
You
And
think the
for
Bucks are
this,
going to overtake them?
the only reason why I say yes is, isn't it 3 or 4 years now? It's been worse to first in that division, right?
That I don't know. I think you're right. I think you're right, though.
Yep, it was Falcons first. They went to worst, and then or one of the worst, and then it was Panthers. They went up and won the division. So now it's the Buccaneers. That's the only reason. That's my reasoning, my rationale, and that's what I'll say.
Unbelievable, dude. If that comes true, I quit. Like, I seriously quit if that comes true.
I should go put money on the Bucks to win the division. That's probably like 800 to 1 odds.
It
So
probably is.
I'll go put $10 down on
All right,
it.
so check this out. The over/under total wins, according to LVH, which is Las Vegas Hotel
Yeah.
or Hilton Hotel. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over/under 7 wins.
Yes.
Panthers over/under 8. Saints
Under.
over/under 9.5. Falcons
Under.
over/under 8. So Buccaneers are projected to win the least in that one, but I mean you just explained why. So I mean you made good points, I guess. We'll just have to let the games be played. This is why we play the game, John. All
So,
right. So another thing you said was that the
what?
Bo Sox. Go ahead.
No, what were you gonna say?
We was just going down the list of things you said during the show, but if you want to keep talking
Oh, okay.
football.
No. I got a question for you after you go through all this, but let's finish this up.
Okay, Bo Sox set themselves up nice. That's going to take a while for me to ever be able to throw that in your face. So I'll probably not remember that one come 2 or 3 seasons from now. This last one that you said, it shocks me a lot because that's not a very shared opinion from what I've been reading or hearing. Rondo will get max contract from Boston at the
Yes.
end of this season.
Yes.
Most people are saying Rondo's not even a Celtic at the end of the year.
A lot of people are saying that Rondo's not a Celtic to begin the year.
So what do you
So
know
I
that we
can't
don't know?
divulge. I can't divulge in all my sources. I am a trusted confidant of many around the league, fantasy basketball leagues. But no, I'm just saying. The most recent, easiest example is Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett played with Rondo, and what did they do? The last time Rondo was healthy, those two were all-stars, and they went to the finals, correct? Or no, they lost in the championship game. They leave Rondo. They don't have a healthy Rondo, and those two are. I don't want to use crap. They're a shell of themselves, absolute shell. So Rondo clearly makes 2 Hall of Famers that much better. What's he going to do with another younger? Like I threw out Marc Gasol's name earlier. I don't know if that's someone we would go after, but just saying, imagine the Lob City of Marc Gasol and Rondo going at it. Like it's just, and as good a defense as he is, him and Marcus Smart are just incredible in the backcourt together. Rondo is so strong and good defense that he guards LeBron James one-on-one and slows him down better than anyone else in the league can. So that's why, and I think he does. And everyone knocks his shooting, but with his percentages, it's not that bad.
I just think that Rondo will get you guys back good value, and I think the Celtics are going to take a serious look at that if they're not competing.
They would have to take a serious look because if they didn't, they wouldn't be doing their job. But I think in the end, Rondo is a Celtic, max contract, and then we use Rondo and our young nucleus that we've allowed to develop, and they can see, like I said, Solinger and Olenek and Marcus Smart, mainly those three. And what was his name that we drafted also? I'm having block on him, but he's down the road. But if we can develop him off a good bench player, that's 5 solid pieces. Now you throw in another superstar, and they're looking like, oh, okay, hold on. you know. So
All right.
that's my reasoning.
I guess that makes sense. Who was your draft pick besides
I,
Marcus
I
Smart?
I'm trying to remember. He's out of Kentucky, um,
Out of Kentucky?
Kansas. Sorry, not Kentucky, Kansas. Um, I'm drawing a blank right now, and I really like him, and it's killing me.
Yeah, no, I'm looking it up. What were you gonna ask me though? Go ahead.
What are you telling me about?
Wait, you're really cutting out. It was James Young, by the way.
What did you Young? There we go. That's who it is. Yeah.
Okay, so
What were you
go ahead.
trying to talk to me about? Madden? Madden?
Oh, that's right, Madden. Okay, I'm pretty upset about this, and I think you will be too. Um, I know you don't have a next gen console yet, um, so this will affect you as well. Every year for EA Sports, they put out a demo 2 weeks before the game, right? It's tradition for EA Sports.
Yes.
Madden,
Yes.
NHL, FIFA, any
Yes.
other game. Well, guess what they decided not to do for Madden 15?
I'm gonna say put out a demo.
They're not putting out a demo. And
That's
the
crazy.
only people who get early access to the game are the people who are on Xbox One and subscribe to EA Access, which PlayStation doesn't even have because Sony's like, oh, well, that's not good value. Why are people going to pay for that if there's not enough there for people to pay for? So there's no demo
Wow.
for any systems, and Xbox One players who subscribe to EA Access can get it 5 days early, which to me is stupid. I don't get it. Why
Wow.
would you
Now
not release a demo?
they're limiting their money that they get. That's crazy.
I mean, I know a
Usually
lot of
people
people
buy
play
the
the
demos
demo.
because they're so excited.
Right,
Yeah.
people play the demo to see if they want to purchase the whole game. And 9 times out of 10, honestly, people are going to buy the game just after playing the demo, unless it's completely awful, which it usually isn't. But now, this year, since they're not releasing one, it leads me to believe, is this game
It's
not as
awful.
good as it should be?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking right now. Is there something that they're trying to hide and not let us see, or did they not change it? Update it good? Like, what's going on? Why aren't they giving us the opportunity to see it beforehand? That worries me. And they're
Yeah,
at
me
like
too.
50, $60 a game.
Yeah, for real. I'm not going to go out and spend $60 on a game that I haven't even, you know, seen yet. So, I
Yeah,
mean, you
that's
can watch all the YouTube videos you want, but unless you're standing there watching someone play it, it's not the same.
no, that's
So,
crazy
that's
to
that's
me.
my take on Madden right now. I'm a little upset. That news came out yesterday. So,
All right, Madden and I we're fighting right now. We are in an argument.
um, I guess that's a good way to close the show. Thank God we
Yeah.
didn't end it on talking Celtics. Go Lakers. Anyways,
No, Celtics. Celtics.
Lakers, Lakers.
Bleed green.
That's our show.
Bleed green.
Purple and gold, purple and gold. That's our show.
Bleed green. Bleed green.
Thanks for watching. Check out AKingsCorner.com. There's a lot of fantasy football stuff there right now. Rankings, a couple cool articles on how fantasy football is the newest addiction, things of that nature. Um, we might have some debate articles if we could maybe try that, just quick ones um, to put on there. Check it out, AKingsCorner.com. Follow me on Twitter at AlKing906. Follow John on Twitter at JohnFournier82. Yes, that is his age, 82.
Pretty
So
much.
he looks really good for 82. Let me tell you guys.
Heard it.
Anything you want to say, John?
Bleed green. Go Celtics.
There is a reason why I have a hat on, and John doesn't. I know it's not very professional, but as John was showing, he has more hair than I do. So
Put the
that's
hat
the
back
reason
on.
I wear the hat. Thanks
All
for
right.
watching. We'll try in another week or week and a half or something to do another show, John. Sound good?
All right. Good.
All right, man. I'll see you
All right.
later.
All right.